Welcome everybody to our Green Acres. I'm so glad you came over to our channel today. And if you are new to my channel, I want to introduce myself. My name is Teresa. Today's video is action-packed, y'all. I'm going to have at least 5 different DIYs today. I'm going to show y'all some wood stacked books, and I'm going to introduce y'all to Sola wood-crafted flowers. I'm going to make a couple of projects using their products, and stick to the end of the video because I'm going to tell y'all all about a $10 code and link that you can go and access their website to save money. I'm also today going to show y'all how I'm going to stain some fabric and make some really pretty fabric flower embellishments. And then we're going to use some totally dazzled bling, and we're going to bring it all together. I've got a couple of little birdhouses I purchased at a yard sale, and I'm going to show y'all how I transform it into a little shabby chic little piece of decor. I hope y'all enjoy the video today, and I hope y'all get lots of inspiration and ideas for your home. If you haven't joined my Facebook home decor page, I'd love for you to go over and join it, and also go over and follow me on Pinterest and Instagram. Okay, the first project we're going to work on is going to be some scrap wood stack books. Now, I just took some scrap wood that I have. I always have a stash of scrap wood pieces. Now, I'm just going to leave them the original color they are. They're kind of already have like that aged wood look to them. So I'm not going to apply any kind of brown paint to them because I think they'll just dress okay the way they are. So I just put some white linen chalk paint on them. I did a couple of coats, and I just dressed them with my little plastic scraper. I rubbed my candle wax over them before I painted them, and then that just makes the paint come right off when you go over with the plastic scraper. Now, we want these to look kind of like aged books, so you kind of want to get, you know, your binders to look kind of like a book. So I'm going to take some of my new stencil sets that I've purchased from my Amazon store, and I'll have that link down in my description box, and also over on Instagram I have it all set up over there also. So I'm going to take this one, and I'm just going to use part of the stencil. Now, I have several viewers sometimes ask questions about how I get my stencils to not bleed. Well, y'all are so kind because my stencils bleed too, but I feel like the more you practice, the better you get. So use a kind of a stencil brush like I'm using. This is the one that I work the best with. Everybody, I'm sure, has their own tools that they like the best, but I love this little brush. It's also in my Amazon store, and I'm using some Waverly ink paint, and then you want to just pounce up and down as much as you can. And the secret to getting a stencil that won't bleed too is make sure you have it down on your base really good with some tape, and it don't wiggle around. So, but as you can see, I've got my stencils are never perfect, but when you're working on wood, you can always kind of sand over it lightly and kind of conceal some of those flaws that you may have, or you can also touch it up, with your base paint. Like in this case, I could go back with a little brush and some white paint and kind of take those spots off if I needed to. So now I'm going to show y'all how to make a little birdhouse, and I've made a birdhouse in a previous video, and I'll link it down below. But we're going to use like a little picture frame and kind of trim this out. I purchased 2 of these at a yard sale, and y'all, I paid only $1 for these, and you can tell they're handmade. So they're very nice quality, and I thought they were so cute. So I'm just going to take a picture frame that I have, and I told y'all I love picking up picture frames at yard sales and thrift stores. They are so fun for all kinds of projects. Now, this is the one I used, and in my previous video that I'll link below, I'll show you more in detail, but you just basically break the picture frame apart, and you just take 2 of the sides of trim that will fit your house. With no cutting is involved. It already fits, the right size. And I just went over it all. Since this is a light colored wood, I went over it with burnt umber craft paint, and I did all my pieces. Now I went over it with my candle wax. I chalk painted it white linen, and then again I'm distressing with my little scraper, because I want this little birdhouse to be real rustic looking, but also we're going to give it a little shabby chic French look. So I'm going to add that stencil to it. I love this stencil, and I'm only again going to use part of it because the whole stencil won't fit inside my little birdhouse. Since I don't have a front on my birdhouse, I kind of wanted to put something on the inside of it to really highlight it. So this stencil I feel like worked great. So I just again use my Waverly ink paint, and then I'm going to attach my trim. Now, attach the trim, you can use hot glue if you want to, but for a really good secure bond, I'm going to use some Gorilla Wood Glue. And then I'm just going to, attach them to those angles on my roof. And then you just want the point, of course, to be in the center and let it dry. And here's what it looks like. And just stay tuned towards the end of the video or throughout the video. I'm going to show you how we can make some really cute little fabric flowers. And we're going to embellish this little birdhouse, and I'll stage it all for you. If you like this video so far, I hope you'll hit that like button. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I'd love for you to. Okay, y'all. So the next project's going to be some Sola wood flower projects. Y'all, I don't know if y'all have heard of Sola, if you've worked with their products before, but they reached out to me and asked if I'd like to try out their products and feature them on a video. It was a no-brainer. I had already watched some previous YouTube creators make some things with these wood flowers, and I did not hesitate 1 minute, because yes, I would love some of your product to work with. So you can order these flowers. They are very nice, high quality, and I am amazed at the craftsmanship that goes into these wood flowers, and they look so realistic. But you can order all the supplies off the Sola website, and I'm going to have all their links down below in my description box, and I'm also going to have everything over on my Facebook home decor page and also on my Instagram. So basically, you can order the dye online on their website, or you can also use, I'm going to show you some other options. I'm just going to use some Walmart 50-cent craft paint. Now, you can dye your flowers any colors you want. I'm going to go with some pinks, and I'm going to go with more of a little antique look, and I'm also going to do one that's going to be like in a little, kind of a little sage green. I just kind of picked out the paint colors, or the colors of my flowers that I wanted to use for my project. But like I say, the sky is the limit on the colors that you can dye these flowers. Now I'm just showing you another really inexpensive option of how you can dye the flowers, and they dye so easy. This is leftover coffee from my morning, and I always sometimes have leftover coffee. Some mornings I don't, but if I do, I always save it for craft projects. So you just basically dip your flowers down into your solution, and when you do your craft paint, you just want to add water to it and just get it the consistency that you want. If you want a darker color to your flowers, you'll want to add more paint, less water. If you want it to be more of a lighter shade, then of course you add more water. And stay tuned throughout the video. I'm going to show you what we can do with this leftover paint and water mixture that we're going to have left over after we get our flowers dyed. But here I am just mixing up my solution. It's just, water, and just put in as much paint as you feel like you need. I just kind of eyeballed mine. Some places it said to add a half a bottle of your craft paint. I didn't feel like I needed that much, because I'm doing a variety of colors. So I just wanted to mix up, different colors. So I'll have some different colors to work with, because I'm going to do some light pinks and some dark pinks. And I'm going to do those that are antique and the coffee. And then I'm also going to do some that's going to be really pretty, like a sage green. But you saw how easy that was. You just dip it down in your dye mixture. And, these flowers are delicate because they are wood, but they do withstand, just be fragile and delicate with them, but you can see how easy it is. You just, after you dye them, you just can kind of fluff them out and work them out, reshape them with your fingers. And like I say, just, be careful with them, but they held up really well. So like I say, I am so amazed and very impressed with these. So this is the little wood box that I ordered, and you can also order little pre-ready little kits. If you don't know what to order, you can order a kit that'll come with everything you need to make your project. But I ordered the little box because I thought it was so cute, and I just cut a piece of foam that I got at Dollar Tree to fit in it, and I hot glued it in. Now this is all you do to add your sticks to your flowers. And I didn't mention you need to let your flowers dry overnight for about 24 hours. And then after they get dry, you just add a little hot glue to the end of the little bamboo sticks, and you can order these off of the Sola website, or if you've got skewer sticks, you can also use those. And then you just hot glue them and glue your flowers on, and it's that easy. Y'all, this was such a fun project. So if you're looking for a project that's fun, relaxing, I highly recommend this one. Now, if you have a flower that had a little bit too much, is a little bit too long, or stands out a little bit too much on the bottom, it's very easy. Just clip it off a little bit and get it closer down to the flower. But now, as you can see, look at all the ones that I stained. They've dried, and I've got the stems attached. And look what a pretty assortment and bouquet these make. And it's just different types of flowers and just different shapes and different sizes. So, there are so many projects that we can work on with this bag of 100 assorted florals that I received. So I've got some more projects coming up and some upcoming videos, so be on the lookout for those. But I'm going to show you how we can arrange some of these and use some of these that I've made, and we can put them in that little wood box and make a really cute little floral centerpiece. Okay, so now let's make our little centerpiece. So I'm just measuring the length of the little box of how high I'm going to need my stems. And once you get them the desired length you need, then you can just clip them off very easy with a pair of clippers. Now, the tutorials that I watched, and that's another thing about the Sola website, they have a lot of tutorials and a lot of inspiration, a lot of ideas out on their website of projects and how-tos. If you don't know how to put together a little flower arrangement like I'm not very good at arranging flowers or making centerpieces or wreaths. So I watched a couple of really fun and easy tutorials. So that they offer all of that out there. So the ones that I watched, this is what I learned. You kind of want to put your flowers in starting at an angle, and because you want to cover the front, you want to cover the sides, and of course you want to cover the middle. So I just kind of started over on my side, and I'm just kind of angling them in, because basically what we're wanting to do is we want to cover up the inside of that box, and especially your filler. Now, if you have holes or gaps when you get finished adding the florals that you want, well, you can always go in and add some filler. Now, Sola, they offer a lot of different options for filler on their website, and I highly recommend getting the dried baby's breath. I didn't get it, and I regret that I didn't, and I think I'm still going to order some, but it's great filler, and it looks real realistic, and I think dried baby's breath is so pretty, and it comes in a big bunch, and I feel like it would go a long way. But this is little baby's breath that I have on hand. This is Dollar Tree, so I'm going to use what I've got on hand so I can get, my project done for y'all and get it in this video. So I'm just going to take some little sprigs of this little baby's breath, and then I'm going to fill in my centerpiece, and I'm going to show you in a minute what it all looks like when I go to stage. But here's another little cute project that I made real quick, because I'm about to bring all of these little projects together and show y'all how pretty of a vignette this will make. But I think this is going to make a cute little piece to go with the things that we've made in today's video. I just paired 3 or 4, I think I've got 4 of the little roses, and then I just bunched their little stems together, and then I wrapped them with a piece of dyed flower sackcloth. Now I'm going to show y'all what we can do with that leftover paint after we got done dyeing our flowers. I had a lot of paint left over, and of course you can put a lid on it in an airtight container and save it for another day, another project. But I thought, why not? Let's dye some fabric with it. So I'm taking my flower sackcloth, and I've also had a viewer that commented and told me that this is this muslin type fabric, and you can order it or buy it places by the yard, and it's a whole lot cheaper. So I wanted to give y'all that tip also. So I'm ripping strips that are going to be about 4 inches wide, and we're going to want them to be about 17 inches long, because I'm about to show y'all in a few minutes how we can make some really neat fabric flowers to embellish our projects today. But it is this easy how you can dye fabric. And you can probably dye just about any kind of fabric. It don't have to be the flower sack cloth or the muslin, but I love working with this because it's real thin, it rips real easy, and I just love the look of it. So I made a green one. You don't even have to soak it. You just basically have to get it in the dye, saturate it really good, wring it out really good, and then we'll let it either air dry or you can throw it in your dryer and let it dry. Now I'm going to do some with the green, and I'm going to use up some of the pink. And this light pink, I think this is called cameo pink. And all of these craft paints I purchased at Walmart in the craft center. And these, I think, were all the little 50-cent craft paints. And the darker pink, I think, was fuchsia. I'll make sure to list all the colors down below in my description box. But y'all, it's this easy on how to dye your own fabric. And, this is such a budget-friendly way, so we don't have to go out and buy a lot more lace and ribbons. So now I'm going to show y'all how to make some Totally Dazzled fabric flowers. And I don't know if y'all follow Totally Dazzled on their Facebook page, but y'all need to. I'm going to link all of Totally Dazzled's information down below. I love Totally Dazzled, and I love Natalie, the owner. But she has Facebook Lives where she does tutorials on making some of the cutest things with the Totally Dazzled jewelry. So, y'all, I'm going to have my affiliate link down below. So, if you want some Totally Dazzled bling, I highly recommend it for your craft projects. I'm going to leave my link down below. So, go out and go shop their website. But she had a little bow maker. She said it wasn't necessary, but you basically just want something to where you can scrunch your 17-inch long, 4-inch wide fabric down in it and scrunch it up. And she had suggested you could use chopsticks. Well, I actually had a pair of chopsticks that were still, bound together out of the wrapper, and you just kind of want to scrunch your fabric down in it. Once you get it scrunched up, you can take it off, and you just tie it in the center really tight in a knot with a piece of twine, and you just fluff it out. These make some of the cutest florals. I'm obsessed with making these, and they're so easy to make, and they look so cute on all of your projects. And I'm going to show you in just a minute of some ways that I'm going to use them to embellish the projects that I made today, and just how cute they are. And we just made this fabric out of leftover paint we had, and like I say, we've saved money. We didn't have to go out and buy more ribbon and more lace, because I have mentioned in my videos before, I don't know if you price fabric and lace and ribbons lately, but it's actually expensive, and you don't get a lot on a spool either. It doesn't go a long way. A lot of times Dollar Tree has a lot of options, but sometimes my Dollar Tree doesn't. So it's nice to know that I can make my own out of fabric. But I'm showing you now, if you don't have the chopsticks or you don't have the little bow maker that Natalie used, I'm just showing you how you can kind of scrunch it up with your fingers, and that's just basically all you have to do. And again, just tie it with some twine or some string, and secure it really tight in the center with some twine. Now, if you watch the Facebook Live when Natalie makes hers, she's going to singe and bond hers around the edge with a little bit of she lights a candle with a candle flame and kind of burns around her edges, just kind of melt them down and give her edges more of a smooth look. I don't suggest that with this type fabric. I tried it. It almost caused a fire. So do not do it on this fabric, because I think this fabric is just very thin, and it just really is just going to flame up, and it wasn't a good experience. So anyway, I don't suggest it with this type fabric for sure. So I'm just going to leave mine raw, with the raw edges, and with more of the rustic look. I'm okay with that. I do go around and I'm going to trim up the edges, if I have some loose strings. And then you can also, cut your twine off. If you want to leave the twine on there, just add a little bit more of a rustic look to it, by all means you can do that. Now I just went with a little smaller of a strip of fabric, and I made a little smaller one, and I'm going to layer them. And then you want to embellish them. And this is the fun part. Get out your totally dazzled bling, all your little jewelry. And this is the hard part, is deciding which one you want to put in the center, because they're all beautiful. So I'm gonna go with a couple, and then I'm just gonna use some hot glue, attach them, and we've got some very pretty, and I feel like unique embellishments for our projects. Okay, y'all, this is going to wrap up today's video. I told y'all it was action-packed, and I hope y'all made it to this point. And if you did, I really appreciate it. But I want to offer y'all a $10 off code and link, and I will have all the information linked down in my description box. I'll also have it over on my Instagram page and also my Facebook home decor page of how you can save $10 when you go out and shop the Sola Woodflower website. Please go over and, shop on their website, see all the supplies and all the beautiful projects that they have to offer. And if you're looking for a great 4th of July project, they have some great ideas. You can dye these flowers red, white, and blue and make a really pretty centerpiece for the 4th of July. As always, y'all, I appreciate y'all for watching. I hope y'all have a great weekend, and I plan to see y'all again in my next video. Love y'all.